Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Reiki Zen. I hope we're all well. Today's video is going to be pretty much the same as normal stuff really, but a little bit different. Today's video is going to be about sound and colour and their healing properties, and do they actually work? Do they really work? And in what context? So someone that follows the channel got in touch and emailed me through obviously my email address that I've put on one of the videos, and they were quite interested with the actual concept of colour therapy and sound therapy and how they work. And it's a really interesting concept and a really interesting topic to get into really. I think initially I'm going to start with sound therapy. So as many of you know, I like my singing bowls, so I've got 2 singing bowls. I've also got a little tongue drum downstairs. I've also got a rain stick downstairs, and obviously they're all acoustic and they all emit a sound, which is a frequency, which is an energy. We're going to be going down that road again about the energy thing, because everything is energy, as I always say. And if you listen to certain types of music, some music which resonates on a certain frequency will make you feel better. Some music, or a lot of music now, is actually tuned to a certain frequency it's actually tuned to inhibit, to make you feel worse. As crazy as that sounds, but yeah, a lot of music is geared and tuned to a frequency to make you feel worse rather than better, which you think, well, that's just balmy. But it also depends on the person and what they take from it. So if someone like myself, who listens to all sorts of different sort of music, but predominantly mainly sort of rocky stuff, rock, blues music, blues music is obviously, a lot of people can't find it quite depressing really, but I love to play the blues and I like to sing blues as well, because I find it very therapeutic, because using when I sing it and I play it and sing, I'm releasing the energy that needs to be released through that music. And I don't always play it. I do play a lot of upbeat, happy stuff as well. So yeah, it just depends on the mood and what have you. But there is a frequency within music, which is obviously sound, and it can have an effect on your energy, on your vibration, and obviously that then affects your overall health. So if you're in a state of constant low vibrational energy or low vibrational music or sound, then it can inhibit your health, and it can inhibit the way you develop and the way you heal, mind, body and spirit. When we look at things like the chakra system behind us on the curtain there, each of those chakras, and this is going to incorporate colour slightly for now, but each of those chakras, which do have a different colour, but each of those chakras within your body, they all resonate at different frequencies as well. And as you go up, the frequency gets higher and higher and higher, because you're moving up your energy field to a higher frequency. You need to be at a higher frequency to connect to even higher frequencies of universal energy and of the spirit realm. So yeah, it's, sound has been used for many years, for such a long time. And it's even in like biblical texts and holy texts and what have you, about how sound has been used. When you think of when you think of sound, you just think of it just being as this sort of linear thing, and it has no sort of effect really at all. And a lot of people don't really think of it on a healing aspect. But even using sound in a room, like I've said on some of my earlier Back to Basics videos, you can actually use sound to raise the vibration of a room and to help cleanse the room and to purify the energy within a room, because it emits a frequency that a lot of dense, heavy energy doesn't like. So it just moves out the way, and this raising with this vibration, this frequency, will shift all that stuff away. And it's the same within you as a physical and energetic being. When you work on that energy and that frequency of that sound, then it will help your physical body, and it will help raise the vibration. And once your vibration raises, you start to feel better. Your mood raises, which then mind, body and spirit, everything is connected, and everything starts to resonate on the frequency it's meant to. So yeah, it's quite a deep subject really. There was a video that I watched quite a while ago, and it was one of the TED Talks videos, and that was on YouTube. And it was, I have mentioned this before in one of my previous videos, but this guy that was doing the talk, he was a professor of music, and he was working alongside. He was also like orchestra conductor. So yeah, but he was also a professor of music as well, and he was working alongside science to understand how sound has the effect of healing the physical body. Predominantly, his studies that he was going into was to how to heal cancers with and cancer cells with sound and sound therapy. And I was like, wow, this blew me away. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, I have to watch this, because the pharmaceutical industry will be quaking in their shoes if they hear about this. But yeah, so what he was doing was the experiments that we're conducting, and this was on about 20 different types of cancer cells. They were emitting a frequency into the cancerous tissue or the cancer cells, and it was a perfect harmonic pitch of 2 dual tones, and it was this dual tone that was kind of like attacking the cancer cells. They didn't like it because obviously it's a negative energy that's within the body that's been stored from negativity in life. So if you have a lot of trauma, if you have a lot of worry, a lot of regret, a lot of abuse, all these sort of negative things that you discover in life manifest in some form within your physical body. We're told a lot of it's genetic, but it's actually coming to light now that it's not really genetics. It's got anything to do with it. It's actual your frequency and your life basically, and how it's been panned out and how things have affected you, that has created this sort of pocket of negativity within your body. And that's when you then have to look at ways of dealing with it and healing it and moving it and removing the trauma and letting go of all these different layers of things. And it's such a long journey, especially with something so aggressive as what cancer can be. So anyway, getting back to this guy, they were using this perfect harmonic pitch of 2 notes, and they were playing different notes, but I think there's about 3 notes in total, into different types of cancers, and the cancer cells were just dissolving. They were just kind of like exploding and just dissolving and disappearing straight away, because they couldn't handle the resonance of the sound that was going into them, because it was a totally different frequency, and they couldn't operate on that. It couldn't function on that frequency. So it just goes to show that there is so many wonderful, amazing things in this world that things still need to get discovered. And luckily people like him are looking into things like that. But like I say, if Big Pharma has anything to do with it, they'll just like kind of quash that altogether, and they'll just ridicule it and say it's just nonsense and it doesn't work, and it's all been proved to be just non-factual, because they have such a loud voice within the world, because basically without Big Pharma the system would collapse. But yeah, I found it really interesting. So like I said, there was about 20 different types of cancer, and each type of cancer and the cancer cells, they were all destroyed by sound therapy. So that's how powerful sound really can be. And I love using the singing bowl just for meditation purposes, and just for raising my frequency, or just to almost use as a meditative practice, and just using the handle around the bowl, just sort of calms my mind and calms me down. But sometimes I'll place the singing bowl on various points on my body if I'm laid on the ground, and I'll just let it ring, and I'll feel the vibration go through my body. And sometimes I'll feel things like move within me, like pockets of energy will move, because there's like this frequency that's operating and functioning within. They do say that you need various tones for each chakra, and I think it goes from C up to the top C within your chakras. But sound in general, and sound of a higher vibration, such as singing bowls and anything of that nature really, that emits a wonderful, peaceful, high vibrational tone, will really help and be beneficial for your health. And that's why a lot of places like sound baths, gong baths, rainstinct music, peaceful music that you can find on YouTube, like the stuff I play during my videos, it all has a frequency and a level of vibration that can assist with your well-being, your calmness of mind, bringing you back to a centered, calm place, not being scattered, not being all over the place, and just becoming a perfect alignment of energy. And once you're in that alignment of energy, and you're able to maintain it in everyday busy life, which is the key, then you get a much better understanding. Oh, that's interesting. You get a much better understanding of how your energy works, how energy from sound and other various things work within your world, and how it can really help to balance you and to bring you into that place. Sound, like I say, sound's been used for such a long time, and still does get used. A lot of people laugh at it. A lot of people don't get the concept, but they don't understand that everything has a frequency, everything has an energy, and as energy beings, it affects us. The TV and the mainstream media, as I've said many times before, that has an energy, and that affects us. So if people are sitting there watching and listening to all this subliminal messages and psychological programming for 10 hours a day, then they're going to be in a state that's not very good, which is what we're seeing now after 2 years of absolute stupidity, really, with regard to the pandemic and what have you, where now we're seeing that so many people are now being affected with really bad mental health, and lots of things have been neglected, and things have been left behind, and all this sort of stuff. And you're like, well, you could see this coming a mile off, but yeah. Anyway, that's sound. So I hope that clarifies a little bit about how powerful sound is and how it can be used. But yeah, if I can, I don't know if I'll be able to find the video. If I can find the video that on that TED Talks thing about the cancer cells, I will link it below in the descriptions box. Hopefully I can find it again. The next thing, obviously, that we've touched on slightly is with regards to colour. And one of my coffee chats, I did speak to a lady from down Leicestershire in England, and she's a Reiki master, but she also uses colour therapy and sound therapy within her practice. So if you're interested, mate, look back to one of my coffee chats with Anna Marie. I'll try and link that in the description box as well below for you to watch. But that was really, really interesting about how she's healed herself from having multiple seizures a day to being totally seizure free with the use of Reiki and with the use of other healing practices. So these are all messages that really, really need to get out into the world for people to be just woken up to the concept that it's not all about like the medication side of things, that there are so many different forms of healing that are available out there. But I mean, I know, like, when I was going through various stages of mental health and what have you, I was on medication for that, and I think even though the medication numbed me and just made me like a zombie, it did give me the chance to just sort of like push all that shit out of my head that I didn't need, so my brain wasn't constantly on overdrive, and I could actually sleep. But then once I found meditation and Reiki, all that stuff went out the window. I didn't need any of that. And eventually managed to just wean myself off it, and it was so powerful, really, really powerful, and felt better for it rather than worse, which is what the medication did. Made me feel worse. So going on to the next subject, which is obviously colour therapy. Another really, really interesting subject. And I mean, today after work, I actually did my heart healing chakra meditation, and I was just like, I was really, really tired after work. So I did my usual routine, like I've talked about in other videos, about how you sort of restore from the matrix, and went to bed and did a self Reiki treatment, fell asleep, dogs barked, woke me up, fell back to sleep again, and then woke up, and it was maybe just for about an hour and a half or something like that, and then put my heart chakra meditation on, and then after that I put this shirt on, and I thought, oh, it's green. How weird of me to choose this shirt, because it's not something I've not really worn for such a long time. But then I thought, oh, I've just done that heart chakra meditation. Bit of a connection there. And again, with things such as clothing, if you wear certain types of clothing, then it helps with that energy. That colour has a frequency. Again, it has an energy about it. So if you wear red, it's really good for your grounding. If you wear, I have a red coat. I have a red sort of outdoor coat that I walk the dogs with, and I always think, oh, I'm getting really good grounded energy here because I'm out in nature. I'm out in the park or whatever. I've got my red coat on. I'm walking on the grass, and I'm getting all that wonderful healing energy that I need from the earth. Coming up through my feet, even though I'm not barefoot, I am wearing trainers on my feet, but even still, it's just lovely to be out and wearing that colour as well. So, and obviously, as we know, red is root chakra, so it's very, very good for your grounding. Same with red crystals. So if you go to a crystal store and you feel drawn to a colour, like I was with my last purchases, and I bought a piece of natural red jasper, I got a pyrite, I got a tiger's eye, and then I got a blue howlite, and on all these different colours just sort of like boing, 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 just bounced at me, and I was like, oh, I'll have one of them, and just picked them out because there was just something about that colour. And usually with that colour, what is happening is it's your higher self, and your soul is giving you like the calling to say, get one of them. You're gonna need it. Either you'll need it then, or you're gonna need it in the future. and it'll help with your healing journey. So when you go to pick your crystals, if you feel drawn to a certain colour, then there is something within that colour, that frequency that you need, and your higher self is telling you that you need. Really, really interesting. And again, with the colours, with the colour of the chakras, how they're depicted, so I know Anna Marie, when we were talking, she says during her healing session, she puts like a piece of square cloth over the various chakras down the body when she's doing the energy. So it'll be a light blue for the throat, it'll be green for the heart, yellow solar and solar plexus, and so on. And each of those colours has a vibrational resonance which operates within your energy field. And again, it's one of them things that because people can't see it, or they can't consciously comprehend it, they just think, well, it's a load of hogwash. But in actual fact, it's much deeper. It's the subconscious, it's the higher self which is doing all the work for you, which is it's so much more powerful than anyone can really comprehend. This connection between the two, this higher self, subconscious, which, I mean, to me, the way I've come to understand it now, it's all one thing. It's your subconscious, your higher self, your autonomic nervous system. It's one huge system of energy that is operating for you, for your physical survival, but also your energetic survival. And there is so much going on. I mean, the human body is such an amazing healer in itself, and using these tools alongside really help to enhance the healing within various areas of the body. So, if you are suffering with grounding issues, then red crystals, but also black crystals. So usually when you see people wearing black, they're usually maybe bereaving, they're usually maybe going through some sort of trauma. They might be a bit down in themselves, they might be quite depressed, they might be maybe they feel a bit of a social outcast and think if they just wear black, it'll just keep them kind of out the way, and people won't notice them that much. And that's why I think now, that's why when we are needing protection, and we are needing help, and we are needing grounding, that's why we need to use the black crystals. The black crystals, like tektites and shungite and obsidian and black tourmaline, because they have such a protective energy within them that they help you ground, they help you balance, they help you heal, they keep anything away that you don't need, just so you can focus on you and just take the time to go through the processes. And then eventually you'll start wanting to wear probably different colours, or you may want to go and work on another level once you've come away from wearing so much black and having so much negativity. Maybe people that have they might have quite a negative life, so they just wear black because it's just it's kind of ingrained into their psyche that black is the colour to wear, because I've got quite a low self-esteem, I've got quite a negative life, or whatever the situation may be, so they feel wearing black is just comfortable for them, where in actual fact they should be wearing maybe more high vibrational colours that are going to start bringing their real power through their energy, and let them see how beautiful their soul really is and how beautiful they are within. So then looking at greens and yellows and more vibrant colours make you feel so much better. So if we're I used to have a yellow t-shirt, and it was one of these sort of like a trendy t-shirt, and it was something to do with a surf club or whatever, the pattern that was on the front. But I used to love wearing that yellow t-shirt because it always made me feel really summery, really energized, really powerful, just made me feel really good about myself just wearing that t-shirt. And you just think, well, how can it, just the colour of a t-shirt just can switch your thinking so much. And it's with everything in life, so if you whatever decorating method or color can't even speak, color coordination within your room. If you've got quite dark rooms, quite somber rooms, then it's going to keep you in that sort of low vibrational energy. So freshen it out and put some light colors on the walls, so you're not within that deep energetic frequency of those colors all day long, because again, that can have that frequency. Because if you sat in that and you're watching the TV and you're listening to the mainstream media and it's brainwashing you, and you're living in fear, you're living you're gonna need all the healers around the world to give you a bit of a boost. Really, it's going to be really, really hard, and it can be tricky, but sound and color are really, really powerful, healers. I mean, purple is a wonderful healing color. Purple is the color of Reiki. So if you are a Reiki practitioner or a Reiki master, and if you've ever seen purple during a healing session, it means you are either connecting to the universal energy, you are receiving it. But sometimes I've seen, when I've done healing lists and I've had my hands down and I've just kind of like gazed my eyes and I'm looking at the aura around my hands, and my eyes are just going like sort of hazy thing. I might look into doing a video about seeing auras. But yeah, my eyes went kind of hazy, and I could see rainbow colours coming off my fingers, and then I'd blink and my vision would sort of like go back to normal, and then I'd haze it again and again. I'd just see all these rainbow colours coming off my hands and going into the paper. I was thinking, wow, that's just like something else, trippy but powerful, really good. So yeah, another thing about colour as well is we see colours during Reiki sessions. So we might see reds, we might see yellows, you might see greens. Greens, purples and reds usually tend to be the most popular colours that people see. And again, this is the frequency of healing going on in your body. So you might even see imagery, like you might see a red flower, you might see a daffodil or a yellow flower or whatever it may be, and this is all healing that's going on in your solar plexus. If it's a red flower, it's healing going on in your root chakra. There's so many different ways of your body, your higher self and your subconscious that can give you messages and indications that there is either healing needed by you going out and picking something to buy, to wear, crystals and what have you, that will give you that energy that your higher self and your soul is telling you that you need. Or then we've got the sound therapy as well, which is really, really powerful. Both really powerful, and putting a combination of the two together alongside Reiki, really, really good, really, really powerful. Same with things like some shamanic tools like rattles you can use, drums, again like the rain sticks. All these, the rattles, the drums and the rain sticks, they're kind of used to basically break down any negative energy around your aura and help to shift it and help to move the frequency through your body and just let it absorb and let it move away, and you let it go into the earth, and let Mother Earth deal with that energy. But yeah, that tends to be what that is used for. And then sometimes things like feathers can be used just to sort of pat down the aura, just to smooth it off. Or you can use your hands and just use your hands over the person's aura from the head all the way down the body. Just smooth the aura off and get that energy nice, fine, get that nice fine vibrational energy around the body, so it's just smooth. And then you can go into your nice deep healing session. And if you want to use a singing bowl to start the session off, you want to place some gentle music, you want to place coloured pieces of coloured cloth over the various chakra points. Amazing, really, really powerful. I mean, this subject can go on for quite a long time, because when we're talking about colours, We can look into then oils, various oils you can use for the various chakras, and which ones are good for whichever chakra you might want to use them for, like lemon oil, good for the solar plexus, orange for the sacral, lavender for the crown chakra. There's loads and loads of different, and then you can go into fruits, the different foods that you eat, the vegetables that you eat, the food that you consume, and trying to stay away from all the processed stuff. And I'm not saying you don't need to eat it, but just monitoring how much you have, and just trying to have more of a natural diet and a natural existence. Natural life will help your body heal, mind, body and spirit. It's such a vast subject that you don't really have the time on these YouTube videos to go into every aspect. But when you think about sound, think about obviously singing bowls and rattles and drums and what have you, but also think about the music that you listen to. As people awaken as well, they tend to stop. I know a lot of people that, me especially, have kind of like, I have waves where I go right deep into music, or I have no interest in it whatsoever. And as a musician, that can be quite tricky. So whatever you listen to, whatever you watch on the TV, be aware of the sound, of the frequency that's being emitted to you, because it all has a frequency and it all has a requirement to do something. And if it's coming out of the box, if it's coming out of the mainstream media, it's usually something negative. Also, whatever's playing on the radio. So a lot of modern music now, like I say, is tuned down a frequency to affect you, to affect your health. And it all stems back to the pharmaceutical industry, because as soon as your health is affected, people tend to just go straight there and think, oh, well, I got something wrong. Just be aware of any sound that might be going on. But being in nature, listening to the wind blowing through the trees, listening to the birds, just listening to being outdoors in nature, listening to water, listening to rain, it's all very, very therapeutic, very healing. And then when you think about colours, think about why you think you're being drawn to that colour. What is your higher self and your soul telling you need that colour for? What level of healing is it going to be used for? It might be something you're totally unaware of. You might just buy something because, well, most of the time you do. You buy it because you like it, or you like the look of it. But you like the look of it because of a reason. There is a reason behind that. It's not just, a lot of it is these days. I was going to say, it's not just consumerism, but when you're on this path of healing and awareness and awakening and ascension and looking deeper into things, it's more about, okay, so I like that, but why am I being drawn to buy that? And again, as you awaken and you ascend, you tend to step away from consumerism, and you'll buy things that you need for your journey, which is understandable because it's all part and parcel of it. But yeah, everything has like an underlying meaning, and everything is quite deep, and a lot deeper than what most people in the matrix, in the mainstream world, will even consider thinking about. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given a little bit of clarity to sound therapy. I will link the videos that I mentioned in the descriptions box. If you've liked this video and you found it useful, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Press the little bell on the side as well, so you will be notified immediately when I upload another video. Also on the 1st of April, so we're on the 29th, so not long to go, we will be doing our first video for Zen Ascension channel with myself and Claire Thackeray that we're putting together. So if you've enjoyed our chats, our coffee chats, our get-togethers, then don't forget to go over to Zen Ascension and give that channel a like as well, and you can follow us there and press the little bell. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts, comment below. Until next time, much love to you all. Namaste, take care of yourselves. Bye for now.